Every day we wake up, we must hear one thing or the other that will shock you without even thinking of twice. Tinubu government has been exposed by the agreements they have with those terrorists and evil bandits around. Like this issue of agreements, every day they go to negotiate with the bandits, and then everybody is seeing it. The way the bandits used to carry gun and carry magazine AK-47 to meeting. What are they doing meeting for? Or what is the essence of those meetings? And then the consequences on it, because every agreement have consequences and they have gain. If you did not do this, look at what it will turn to, and if you do not accept to this, look at what it will result to. So all those agreements is what is causing all this issue of everyday buying of people, everyday kidnapping and other things. So those agreements has been exposed. That is why the US President Donald Trump designed Nigeria as a particular concern. So all those things, it is the main problem of what we are facing, because when you look around, you will see that the government, they are not even ready to fight those terrorists. They are not. What they are after of is about Nnamdi Kanu, like the way they just quickly and they sentence him without any due process. But once you ask them, they will claim that they judge him according to the law, but that is not the law. So in this video, you are going to hear everything from this our activist that is going to explain the whole thing that is going on in Nigeria, and then you are going to hear from the people that is explaining what they are, or what is their deal with the government. So don't skip any part of the video. Try to watch it to the end. As you're watching, like, subscribe, and share the video to go around. Let others see the evil going on in Nigeria.
Tinubu government have been exposed the agreement they have with this terrorist bandit jihad that are begin to destroy this country called Nigeria, that make Donald Trump to call Nigeria a country of a particular concern. I want you people to watch this video. As you watch this video, if you no share this video, you no love this country. They don't expose Tinubu now, say Tinubu don't sign agreements with these terrorists. I don't talk and say even to the extent that terrorists now don't they wear Tinubu cap. Say Nigeria need to be worried. I don't they shout this thing since nobody hear me. Though it's not a shocking for me, because I'm not surprised. No Nigerian politician should be trusted. Even Peter Obi in 2023, Obi went to meet Gumi. What is Peter Obi doing with Gumi? Is to tell you that there is agreement they are forcing these people to take before they become president. And such, when they become president, that is why they can never do anything to Gumi. Gumi is coming on here telling Nigerians that terrorists does not deserve killing. Terrorists does not do this. Yeah, the government of the day, they leave Gumi. Gumi is working freely. But look at Nnamdi Kanu. Kanu, Justice Omotocho did not have it on record that Kanu killed somebody. They hold Kanu with gun. Justice Omotocho sentenced Kanu to prison, life imprisonment according to Ram, say because of mere word that he uttered. And the jurisdiction where Kanu make that statement, Omotocho did not measure it, because Omotocho knew that if he measured that the jurisdiction where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu make the pronouncements of the word they used to jail him now, it's not even in Nigeria, it's in UK. The law of Nigeria will cut up with him. Even they try to bend the whole law to make sure that the judgment of Justice Omotocho is right. But look at Bandits. They are going now signing a peace deal with Nigeria government. They come from ceremony with sophisticated weapons, where we are even seeing the Nigeria security men are helpless. The same people who they kill our gallant soldiers, so they are working scot-free. You say make I believe in this country. I want you people to watch this man, how he finally finished Bola Tinubu. That Tinubu organized, signed deal with these terrorists, and that's why Tinubu is not, he does not have power to stop these people. I have said it time without number that it's not about being Yoruba man being on the throne, whether Igbo man be there. Nobody has solution to Nigeria problem. I keep saying it. If you give Nigeria another 100 years, we get worse and worse. The best thing is to divide the country, let everybody go. We cannot be together. Look at the India of this world. They were with country before, but they split it. China and Taiwan, are they not together before? Even this America, are they not together with? But the time came, they divided. Everybody start. Japan's and all that. Why is it so difficult for we to divide? Why is it so difficult for some people tell you that it is not possible one Nigeria or nothing? Why? These jihadis are taking it upon themselves to eliminate everybody, and everybody keep mute. As it is now, is Tinubu securing the Yoruba territory? The answer is no. They are killing many people. They are killing in Kwara State now. Are they not Yorubas? They are killing them. So the way they are killing in other places is also the way they are killing in Yoruba land. And that's why Nigerians, both the one in the diaspora, everybody need to stand up and do the needful. Since the Fulani, since the Northerners said they don't want regional government because of what? The oil. They are benefiting from Nigeria. Divide the country, let everybody go. Watch this video. If you watch this video, you know, share this video. You know, like this country. You know, like this country. Share this video massively to even your enemy. Let them watch what is going on in Nigeria. Somebody called me from US yesterday. The way make a alpha. I'm planning to come to Nigeria. This is what I'm hearing. What do you want me to tell the person? That it is peaceful, like the governor of Imo State, come and invest. They are lying to people. Where is the security? There is security in Nigeria, and you are having 50 people be kidnapped, 30 people be kidnapped in Nigeria. That's why they said they are released. We know what have gone on, what have transpired. Exchange of hand. Today you are empowering these people. They will use the same money now to go and guide themselves, get more protection against the government. Watch this video. As you watch this video, share this video and subscribe to this channel.
In order to become the president of Nigeria, nobody can argue there were deals that went on. But what he did was to play them against each other. So that
you are alleging that President Tinubu had a deal with the terrorists?
Excuse me, it is no longer a secret anywhere in the world.
Asking, what exactly are we dealing with? What is even going on?
I want to speak without a shred of doubt right now that what Nigeria is dealing with, it is both an ancient and a modern problem. And it is bigger, including religion, but bigger than religion. This is not an Usman Danfodio narrative. It's a more modern, more deadly, more intelligent Hydra, a supremacist agenda that was perfected by Osama bin Laden when he globalized the global resurgence of religious terrorism. This is not merely a Fulani problem. It's bigger than that. There are at least about 5-6 groups that we are reckoning with. It has a head in education. It has infiltrated our security defense systems. Over the years, it has infiltrated governance. It has infiltrated media.
Okay, so thank you so much, Daddy. But I feel like so far you have been speaking in parables. You are not naming. Okay, so you said 5 different heads. You need to put names. Also, you need to give the evidence of all these things that you are saying.
I told you it's a supremacist agenda that was designed to use Islam as a cover. That's why for the first 15-16 years, it was targeted only at Christians first. I told publicly that in the later years, towards the end, when they're about to strike Nigeria completely, they will start killing Muslims as well. So I said that about 10 years ago. We are dealing with something that is global, but has a local face. Its objective is to take the whole of Nigeria, not some of Nigeria. Now, it's going to use Islam and the Sharia to take Nigeria. All over the world, its tactics are different.
Who is trying to take Nigeria?
Now, let me put it for you like this. The architecture for the intelligence behind this thing is more than the local intelligence. But they have contacted local actors. You see, there's what they call the ISWAP. The Fulani is there. Then you have the Kanuri-dominated Boko Haram. Then you have Lakurawa, Ansaru, and all those other offshoots of the global template provided by Al-Qaeda. Many headed, only one hat. And what the idea is to take Nigeria, take West Africa, take the rest of Africa, and then use that resources to dominate the world.
Okay, so it's Al-Qaeda that is trying to take over Nigeria through these different terrorist organizations.
An intelligence created by Al-Qaeda between 1991 and 1996, Osama bin Laden was in Sudan, perfecting the model of how to globalize terrorism and rule the world with Sharia. And he knew they would have to kill Muslims as well. So what we're dealing with is bigger than just a religious problem. It's a supremacist agenda covering its face with Islamic religion.
So for people that may be watching right now, some of them will say we've been hearing about things like this for a long time. Where is the actual evidence? Like what you said Bin Laden drafted in Sudan. Is there a record of it somewhere? Like some people would say, where is the evidence to the things that you're saying?
Okay, one of the greatest weaknesses of the African nations of the world, including Nigeria, is the inability to mathematize inquiry. That is to collect statistics and data, crunch it, and then do what they call concatenation. That is to join all the dots and use that to come to a conclusion and predict things that when they happen, you will not be surprised. If you follow the media in Nigeria over the past 20-something years, there's nothing I have said beforehand that did not come to pass, including when the color of the terrorist, the color skin of the terrorist is going to change in the latter hours, when they are bringing in people from the Maghreb and they're bringing in other people from outside of our borders. So if you want evidence, I will give you some. Number one, let me give you something very simple. There's no place in the world that has responded to an already documented resurgence of global Islamism by claiming to arrest terrorists, and then you will claim that you have de-radicalized them, and then you absorb them into the Nigerian army. You see, that one alone is an amazing case of stupidity. I've never heard of this kind of madness before. An armed robber comes to your house, you arrest him, instead of prosecuting him, you claim that you have changed his mind, and you now make him join your megadis. That is, of course, one. Number two, if we correlate, I can tell you from the beginning, one of the things I discovered from the year 1999 to 2000 was government complicity. And why do I say so? We have reached a stage now where we are not afraid of anything anymore. In those days, we were more afraid of the enemy within than the enemy without. So today, there can be documents that I will give you, will put on display. When you find out that young girls are kidnapped, married off, taken away from their husbands, I mean, sometimes young girls are kidnapped, sometimes wives are kidnapped, married off Islamically, and you will see that if someone will come, the governors were aware. I can give you a case where we had to curb a terrorist attack in Kaduna State. We could tell you the modus operandi. It started with Gumi when he came back from Mecca, when he came back from Saudi Arabia. His first tafsir in Kaduna was a call to violence, to slaughter. The VHS came to me because we have been setting up early warning systems, and this is what a real early warning system is to prevent something. When we got it, we translated it into English, and at that time it was Obasanjo who was the president of Nigeria. Thank God for the first square general overseer, who is now Wilson Badijo, who assured me that what we prepared and gave to him was given to Obasanjo in his bedroom. But what they didn't know was that we were still monitoring Kaduna to see whether the arms build-up towards the execution was going to stop. When we saw that it was not going to stop, in fact, this is a good example I'm giving you, I had to call a special strategic session with media, because media is a force expander in this new war form, this hydra-headed war form. At that time, the man they call Additional, who became Buhari's media, whatever, was at that time an editor-in-chief or something in one of the newspapers. They gathered together, and I told them, this is a problem. They are about to kill 600 to 900 people. Femi Additional. They are about to kill 600 to 900 people in Kaduna. And I said to them, we have sent all the information to the army, to all the places. There's nobody stopping them. Unknown to them, we were monitoring. The Gumi boy went into the SSS office in Kaduna laughing and came out laughing. When I got that report in Lagos, we decided to call this media meeting and said, look, how do we solve this? Now, there's a headline that we had to put up where they did as if they interviewed the head of CAN and had to interview Gumi. Immediately, we took the front pages, the full pages in the newspapers and the new media, and the news blew across the world. The queries came to the president of Nigeria. It was reported to me directly that the Gumi boy entered, then was a small boy, he entered the SSS office. This time he didn't come out laughing. He left the country immediately. Now, this is a guy who has been banned by Saudi Arabia. They didn't allow him to enter Saudi Arabia. Let me give you another proof. I was on television when I found out there was no other way of escape. When an Al-Qaeda operative was already appointed as a federal minister in Buhari's government. And I questioned.
Do you mind naming that minister?
What's his name? Something Issa Pantami. How do I know? I supervised an evacuation in 2004 when the young Christian was slaughtered in the mosque of ATBU. That's Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University. Okay? Now, when we supervised that, it was this Pantami who was a lecturer in that university at that time, who put a fatwa on certain students because they preached the gospel to Muslims in a university. And at that time, when they killed that boy, we had to go and evacuate the others whose names I spoke to them recently. They are still afraid till now, the young guys. brought them into Lagos. We made arrangements to take them into other countries where there's better respect for human worth. And then Sunday Achi was the name of a student who was murdered. Okay? At that time, for you to know how this thing works, there was a bishop who was working with the Obasanjo government who went to arrange for the burial of this boy. And when I said, let us make it an issue, they at that time were cooperating because they didn't realize how dangerous this Hydra is. Later, that Hydra attacked that bishop, almost killed him, finished his secretary. Fortunately, they couldn't catch his wife. They maimed him. And today, he's one of the forefront advocates who has realized how dangerous this thing is. I could easily give you many more examples. One of the former head of state who was claiming that there was nothing in his time, I was at a meeting with him in his home in Ota. When he gave me his own version of what he believed was going on, I said to him, sir, during your government, they were already building up more and more, infiltrating more and more. I said, do you remember a meeting you went to have in Northern Nigeria when these things happened? When you left, they slaughtered every member of the family that entertained you. I said they were sending you a warning to back off. Now, some years later, he went for a security mission outside Nigeria, and I think when they showed him the build-up of what is coming into Nigeria when the final phase comes, look, the Nigerian army in totality, everybody knows what the number is. The last time they engaged the BH on 3 war fronts, it took almost 2.5 weeks to overcome. So everybody realizes that if you think the Nigerian army can withstand a combined forces of what ISWAP has planned in the future, what is working for us right now is very simple. Nigeria is 220 million people strong. The number of all these people who want to swallow Nigeria, they are not even up to 450,000. Now, the strength of this is, let me break one nonsense that is going all around. And this is what we have to be careful to counsel the US government about. Anybody who looks and thinks that the Fulani is a primary problem is a joker. The Fulani is not the primary problem. All the combined forces of all these people is not up to 400 and something million. Now, is it this ill-educated...
400 and something thousand.
Yes. All these ill-educated, all these, what can I say, anachronistic human beings who are wearing loincloths all over the whole place, do you think that they are the real problem? Listen, the Fulanis have told you that they were busy using their six when people came and gave them AK-47s and took their children to go and trade. Why don't we realize that it's the intelligence that is arranging logistics, that is arranging safe passage for them? I have boys in the army. We used to pray for them. When they locate the enemy position in the Nigerian army, a signal comes from Abuja that they should not attack. The signal will be delayed. After 3 hours, they tell them, now go. The Boko Haram will have left that place.
So,
what more proof
are you saying that the Nigerian government is involved in what is...
What are you saying? Even Jonathan, before he left, openly said they are in my cabinet. Look, this thing has been known to collapse nations from within. So there's nothing new about what is going on in Nigeria. It's just like the architecture of thought. I would rather speak to the younger generation, the digital generation who understand programming. Because it looks as if the older generation don't have what it takes, don't have the understanding to acknowledge that there's a problem here. And let us come squarely. My eyes are on the president of Nigeria. It needs to be careful. Yes. Listen to me. I have nothing against him personally, but I can tell you something that is very, very clear to anybody. Now, he is an astute, consummate politician, but he doesn't realize that there's a global problem that he's dealing with. In order to become the president of Nigeria, nobody can argue there were deals that went on. And in essence, what he did was that he, more than anybody else, realized that there are many factors to the Hydra.
100 people were murdered, killed in a church. Now, I want to ask this. So, one question was, did things improve? I think the answer is no on that. Here's the question. Proportionally, do we see Christians killing Muslims in Christian areas of Nigeria the way that we are seeing radicalized Islamists killing Christians in Muslim areas of Nigeria?
What I can tell you, Representative Huizenga, is that Christians are disproportionately targeted based on their population.
Exactly. And by the way, for those that you can't pick up with the microphones, there's audible yeses behind you. Again, the people that are watching who are nodding their heads. Why? Because they have lived this. Their families have lived this. I went to school with kids from Nigeria. I've got neighbors who've been missionaries there, who have family there, who have friends there, who know this is going on. Yet we've got not just the mass media, we got people within Congress denying that this is happening, or certainly de-emphasizing it. It ought to be outrageous that it is Christians, moderate Muslims, anyone being terrorized by these radicalized Islamists in Nigeria, and we've got the Tinubu government sitting back and not doing enough. And I recently just was interviewed by Nigerian television, Arise TV, and that was really their question. Is the Tinubu government doing enough? And I had to answer, no, they are not. And I do not understand how a delegation can come here to the United States and downplay and come up with all of these other excuses as to why this is allowed to happen. It should be rejected and should be called out for what it is.